That was the Karnataka minister claiming that this is hypocrisy on BJP's part. We are now joined by Tejasvi Surya, needs no introduction, Member of Parliament of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Tejasvi, first of all, thank you for speaking to Times Now. I want to start by asking you what you've written in your letter. You've said that the Congress is trapping Kannadigas with Tipu Light Farman. In the letter that you've written to the Chief Minister, you're saying that Congress is trapping Kannadigas with a Haider Ali Light Farman.
Good evening. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to air views on such an important subject. The Chief Minister on odd days proclaims himself to be a self-declared champion of Kannada and Kannada culture. He even considers a very ill-thought-out move to mandate reservation of certain hiring by companies in Bengaluru to hire only Kannada population, so much so that it triggered a sense of anxiety amongst many investors and industrialists, only for the government to withdraw the same notification. On the even days, the Chief Minister also proposes firmans of this kind where he tries to impose the Urdu language on everybody in Karnataka, and all Anganwadi teachers in Karnataka, makes it a eligibility criteria for you to apply, to be eligible to apply to be an Anganwadi teacher. My question to the Honorable Chief Minister is very simple. How many children in Karnataka need Urdu as a primary means of instruction at the Anganwadi level, that you are requiring, making this requirement that Anganwadi teachers must profess knowledge of Urdu? Now that we all know that majority of the students in Karnataka or children in Karnataka do not want or are not native Urdu speakers.
Okay.
What is the logic behind this kind of a requirement? Is this not blatant appeasement politics? This is primarily the question. On one hand, you claim yourself to be a champion of Kannada and Kannada culture. You give free rights to hooligans and rowdies who go and break billboards, attack non-Kannada speakers on the streets.
Right.
And all of these you allow for in Karnataka in the name of protecting Kannada.
Right.
And on the other hand, instead of promoting Kannada institutionally, you are making the requirement of Urdu. And how is this any different from the farmans of Tipu Sultan and than the farmans of Haider Ali?
Right.
Even to this day, you will be surprised to know, Pranesh, most of the records in the words that are used in the official revenue records in Karnataka, like patta, like khata, all of these words, they are a legacy of Tipu Sultan and Haider Ali. They imposed Farsi at the cost of Kannada. So how is Siddaramaya's ill-thought-out anti-Kannada policies any different?
Let me quote from your letter. You've also said that this step is due to excessive appeasement. Appeasement seems to have become the state policy. This overindulgence is insulting Kannadigas. Do you believe this is part of some carefully thought out appeasement policy, or perhaps part of a larger plan?
Now you tell me, how else should I read three separate but ideologically or principally connected incidents? One, a teacher in Karnataka's Udupi district was awarded the Best Teacher Award by the government. He was recognized for it. But just before the government could present him the award,
right, the SDPI,
yes, which is a known terrorist organization, a student outfit of the band PFI, this particular outfit raises hue and cry and says that this teacher followed the government's instruction during the hijab controversy and asked the students to follow the government circular asking them to wear the uniform. And because the SDPI protested, the state government cows down and does not award this otherwise meritorious teacher,
okay,
whose only mistake, only crime was to follow the government's diktat of enforcing uniform in his school. First incident. Second incident. A Ganesha procession is, undertaken in Nagamangala, and a group of radical Islamic outfit people throw stones and petrol bombs on this procession, even attack the policemen who were trying to dissuade the whole situation and try to bring the situation under control. But the police, under the instruction of the state government, does not file an FIR, does not file charges, does not name these perpetrators of this violence in the FIR, but from A1 to A23, innocent Hindu boys who had organized this Ganesha procession and Ganesha Pandal are named as the accused from A1 to A23. This is episode number 2. Now, episode number 3. The Chief Minister introduces a circular mandating professment of Urdu language, a language that is not spoken majorly by people of Karnataka. He makes it a mandatory criteria,
which is why perhaps
for
you said that
people,
this is
teachers of Anganwadi, workers of Anganwadi, to apply, to be even eligible to be applied to these posts.
Right.
What are the 3 things that connect? What is the single thing that connects these 3 separate incidents?
I think which is why you've said
Blatant
that this is against
appeasement
the identity
of the minority vote bank.
Okay, blatant vote bank appeasement by the Congress government. Now, the Congress government on its part, and we have a reaction from Lakshmi Hebbalkar, who's a minister in the government there. She says this amendment was brought by the BJP and we've been following it. My friends in BJP have forgotten that it was brought during their tenure. They only ignite issues and make statements.
I want to make it very clear. I want to first verify the veracity of this claim by the minister, because the Congress ministers are known to lie from through their teeth. They have no credibility left. But even assuming that this was a circular that was initially issued by the BJP government, I want to make it categorically clear that the then BJP government's circular would also have been wrong, and I would have opposed this in the same courage with the same conviction that I am opposing this today. It is illogical. It is not in tune with the spirit of the soil. It is not the requirement of the demography or the population of the state. In every way, the circular is wrong.
Okay.
So just because a crime or a mistake was committed earlier, it does not mean that this government has to continue the mistake. Now, assuming for a moment that this was indeed a circular that the earlier government had released, then what is stopping this pro-Kannada government, the Congress government today, who are okay with beating up people for not speaking Kannada in Bangalore, who are okay to bring in legislations reserving local jobs for Kannadigas in Bengaluru's industries and multinational corporations? This government that claims to be a pro-Kannada government, what is stopping it from reversing this wrong circular? Even assuming that the circular was...
That's a question we'll ask of the Congress government, but are you conceding that this was a mistake done by the BJP? I'm asking you that because, you have shot off a letter to the Chief Minister in which, some of the highlights I just read out. The circular has the date 3rd December 2022 and the BJP government was in power till May 2023. So are you conceding by calling it a mistake by the BJP?
Yes, so there is no question of, the principal opposition to the circular, the principal opposition to this notification remains the same. The Bharatiya Janata Party as an organization and me as an individual, we both are of the view that if there was a mistake that was committed earlier, whether through oversight or for lack of due diligence. I would not want to go into this because I do not know the veracity of the claim by the minister. But even assuming for a moment that it was done, that doesn't mean that we should not be opposing the mistake that was done earlier. Because it is an ideological, it is a principled stand that we are taking. What is the necessity of making knowledge of Urdu essential for teachers to apply for Anganwadi teachers post in Karnataka, where majority speakers are Kannada? We would have understood that this
Okay.
was in a different state.
Which is why, Mr. Tejasvi Surya, the Congress is saying that, look, this case and the outrage by the BJP is an example of their hypocrisy. They've jumped the gun.
I am making it again very clear to you. For a minute, assuming that the minister's statement is true, then what was done earlier also was wrong.
Okay.
It has to be corrected. What more clarity do you need than this?
Right. Tejasvi Surya, you always speak your mind. Thank you for taking direct questions here on India Front. Let's open